This is Sheepdog Preparedness. Are you ready? Alrighty folks, haven't done a video in a good long while, so we're way overdue for something here. We've been talking about at our preparedness group meetings and training and whatnot on winter preparedness and survival. We talked about that sort of stuff last night, and I had mentioned alcohol stoves and showed some commercial ones to everybody, but I wanted to show how to build one on the cheap with stuff you probably got laying around the house. Everybody has seen these. There's a million YouTube videos on them, but I wanted to document the way that I'm going to do this one, and that way we can share it with people. You just take yourself a couple of empty aluminum soda cans to start with. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the bottom out of one. Easiest way to do that is just to go around it with a utility knife. If you start scoring around that inside of that several times, it'll weaken it and it'll just punch right out. That's step number one. Step number two is you're going to go on that same bottom of that can you've been working on where you cut the center out of and drill you some holes around the perimeter. These are going to be the vent holes where the fuel will come out of. You can use a 16th inch drill bit or a 32nd inch. I did a total of 16 holes. I started out going at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then filling in from that point till I fairly evenly spaced. You can see they're not perfect, but if I would have took my time, I could have got them spaced more perfectly. But 16 holes. There's step two. Step three is you're going to cut that can off now. This is your stove top. Cut it off at 3/4 of an inch. It's got 3/4 of an inch height there. Just cut that off. Good sharp knife, or mark you a line like I did there with the Sharpie, and then just go around it with a pair of scissors. 3/4 of an inch. Stove top is now complete. Alrighty, up to our next step, and that's the bottom of the stove. Once again, just cut out a section out of the bottom of another can, just like you did with the other one, but we're not going to knock this out. This is the part that holds the fuel. So this is the bottom, 3/4 of an inch, just like the other one. And so you can now start to see how the two pieces will come together. This is going to be 1.5 inches tall. Now you could go ahead and tape around this now if you wanted to, and it would function. I'm going to show you something that you can put inside though that's going to really improve the functionality of it and the efficiency of it, make it burn a lot better. We're going to build a little capillary insert that's going to go inside. We'll do that next. Alrighty, here comes your next step. You're going to go around the top edge of the can and cut down just right to where that indentation starts, where it starts to make this bevel. Take the top off. You end up with a piece looking about like this. Cast that to the side. We're going to make our capillary insert out of this. Okay, and now next step is to cut this to where it is 1.5 inches. We cut the top off of it at the bevel. Now we cut it all flat at 1.5 inches. And this is going to become our capillary insert that's going to go inside, and I'll show you how that gets shaped. The next step you want to do is put some ribs around the edge of this. You're going to have 16 of them, just like you did with your holes you drilled in the top. You need something with a square edge. I just used this screwdriver handle. Press that screwdriver handle into there, and then just make these little creases all the way around the edge. 16 of those evenly spaced around the outside perimeter. Okay, for your next step, you're going to go down here at the bottom at each one of these ridges and cut through with a pair of scissors so that you got a little slot, and then all those slots, just fold that all over. See how it all folds in? Each one of those ridges has a cut. It all folds in, and now this capillary section will sit down in the bottom of the stove. And I'm doing this one-handed so I can hold this doggone phone, but I'll assemble this and show you what it looks like assembled here in just a moment. There you go. Little capillary segment is now slid into the bottom. Top of the stove will sit right on top of there. And there we go. As you push down on it, it'll come together. Those 2 points will meet. So now what we're going to do is get you some of this shiny aluminum ducting tape. This is what you would do duct repair work around your house. Holds high temperatures, and this stuff has some amazing adhesive on it. It's super sticky stuff. So we're going to cut a couple strips of that. We're going to go around and join these two halves together with it, and the stove's going to be done. Alrighty, we've gone around the perimeter with 2 rows of this aluminum tape. I did a narrow one at first, just right there where the seam was, about an inch wide piece, and then I went back over again with one that was a little bit wider. You can see the little capillary insert inside the stove there. See all the folds in the metal there. All that's left to do is put some fuel in this bad boy. Let's try it out. Well, there we are, folks. Kind of hard to see. Not the best resolution in the world, but the more it runs, the hotter it starts to burn, and then the flames start to come out to little pinholes and not just the big hole in the middle. But you can cook on this bad boy real easy. Like, holds quite a bit of fuel, burns for a good long while, and would be the ideal little burner to use if the power was to go out during an ice storm or something this winter. And here's what you get once the stove gets up and running. You might have to prime it by applying some heat underneath it to get the fuel to vaporize more. And then once you get her going, you're going to have a flame come out of each one of those jets. And off you go. Little bugger will burn for a good long while. There's a ton of different designs out there. There's the penny stoves. Try your hand at different varieties. Try different size holes. Try filling them with cotton or steel wool. And experiment around, see what works for you. I had to definitely do some tinkering to get mine to work. Just one more option. More videos coming soon, folks. Lots of things going on in the world to get your stuff together. Are you ready?